All right, all right. So we're currently live right now. We're waiting for a phone call from Jesse and David, and welcome to a brand new episode of You Gotta Collect Call From. See what it is right now. There we go. Shit, hold up. Here we go. Here we go.
This call is now being recorded.
Esta es Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
Cinco.
Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello, hello.
Oh, okay, thanks. Hey, what's
David.
up, my boy?
What up, David? How's it going?
Yep. Hey, man, it's all right. Right here posted up with my H-Deuce, Jesse Nava.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's up? What's up, Jesse?
What's up,
Oh, man.
What you doing?
Shit, man. I've been good. I know last week I wasn't able to jump on with you guys, so I'm definitely looking forward to speaking to you guys today. Hopefully, you guys have been
Oh, man.
doing good out there in prison, but yeah, everything's good out here for me.
Well, it's doing good in there, I just want to say. And then last week, man, you just fell apart, man. It's been only 2 weeks, James.
2 weeks and you forgot that you're. 2 weeks and he forgot that he was out and we were in.
This man forgot how to spoke, Jesse. He ain't be speaking properly.
I think going to North Carolina messed me up.
Yeah, I swear to God, I was just getting ready to say he's been hanging out with them North Carolinians.
That's what it is, But no, it's been all right. I heard that there was some rioting in the streets, over Jesse and I not coming on last weekend, and it was a big thing. We had to send the National Guard. Yeah, the big thing. All in New York. Stuff happened in New York over there. I don't know. It was just crazy. But no, I just want to say, man, I missed you guys, all of you out there, the unseen. It's been crazy, man. I talked to you about the fact that I got a write up at visiting a couple weeks back.
Don't talk to me, criminal. Oh.
Yeah, a couple weeks back, and that was a pretty stressful experience. It ended up getting reduced. It got reduced to which is called a counseling chrono, which I got lucky at 128. But every time I ended up getting a copy of it, and I read it. I read it, and you want to hear what it says, James?
Hell yeah.
I'll read this to you.
Let's see what happened.
It says,
Roll it up for regrease. You're going homo.
It says on Friday, February. But that's down like on the second paragraph, Jess.
No.
Yeah, you can't.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Yeah, see, Jesse was reading the disciplinary action. No, it says on Friday, February 21st, 2025, at approximately 15:27 hours, while assigned as Facility D visiting officer. Number 2, I observed an act of excessive physical contact between incarcerated person Lopez D
and incarcerated
and
person
his visitor.
Nava.
Wait, what?
Specifically, and his Shelly Nava. No, it says, and his visitor, right? And look, this is the action. This is the act right here. Specifically, I observed Lopez giving a kiss on his visitor's upper right arm. I had to let that sit in. I observed Lopez giving a kiss on his visitor's upper right arm.
He must not have learned anything because he's trying to kiss me on my right arm.
I approached table number 2, assigned to Lopez, and informed him that his visit had to be terminated for committing the act of excessive physical contact of giving a kiss on his visitor's upper right arm. Can you make that sound? Dun, dun, dun.
Let me see what I got right
Lopez
here.
was escorted. Yeah. Lopez was escorted back to Facility D without further incident. Lopez is aware he will be receiving an RVR.
Escorted, they made it sound like they put you in customs, sent you on your way, huh?
They Shawshanked me. They gave me the Shawshank Redemption treatment.
They Hannibal Lectered you.
Beat me since.
Put you on.
Hey, they beat me. Yeah,
Lopez
was strapped to a dolly and wheeled out.
Strapped to a dolly and put
they put tape over my mouth, you know, so I don't kiss anybody on the way. Inmate Lopez had his mouth duct taped so he would not continue to kiss his visitor's upper right arm. Can you believe that? Like that is insanity.
Man, that's a trip.
That's just.
So is this your the first write up, or is this already the second one? Did they change up any of the wording on it, or did they keep them the same on both?
What are you talking about?
So because
they never issued them the actual original 115.
Oh, okay.
They reduced it without even issuing.
Yeah, I didn't go to a hearing. And the thing is, look, there's people that have been working in the prison system for a long time, man. There's some amazing people that work in the system that have a good understanding of what standard human interaction is, non-sexual, nothing like that, just people just interacting naturally. Like, those are the people that should be working up in there. You know, you have to have some sense of, okay, is this excessive? By the rule, right? The rule, yes, okay, if there's something that's being violated, right, some sort of a rule, they have a wide range of options. They have discretion. This guy hit me in the hardest possible way with a 115. 100%. Then he had told people that he had told other people that he warned me the week before. I didn't even go to visit that week. That dude's never talked to me one time. Not one time. As a matter of fact, I'm the one that goes up and asks him questions if I'm not sure about something in the visiting room, because I don't want these problems, you know? And that's out of respect, because in prison, it's all about respect in here. When you disrespect somebody, best believe they're going to get you on something. There's a million different ways that they can fuck somebody in prison, not just the way you're thinking. You know, there's a lot. Yeah, nothing.
Are you talking about rice or roni?
Hey, nothing with the rice, nothing soap related, you know, and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
But no, there's a lot of different ways that they can break down ego. That's what prison is partly designed to do. These guys come in here, including us. We come here and think our shit don't stink, and we got it all figured out. We can, you know, we're violating the laws of humanity and of society. You know, Jesse and I, we're here for taking somebody's life. You know, so yes, we violated the law, and the system will break down that ego and that senselessness, and they will teach us, and they will guide us, and they will rehabilitate us. But there's ways to do that. They have a discretion. That's why they're trained to, you know, they're trained in discipline and whatnot. And what happened there, that didn't achieve what they thought they were going to achieve. What did they achieve? A minor infraction was done, enough to where I didn't even get a hearing on it. His supervisors reduced it. They looked at it and like, man, this is crazy. You know, and now I don't even feel like I want to go to visit anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like, honestly, that environment is a toxic environment where I'm afraid that I'm gonna do something that they think is excessive, and I'm gonna get hit with another 115, or I'm gonna be retaliated on because they look at it like I beat it. And it's like, what do you mean I beat it? I don't even want to go to visiting anymore. How is that not punishment? Where I don't even want to interact with my family because I'm afraid that I can spend the rest of my life in prison over 115s. They will not release you from prison, from board, if you have 115s.
Hey, and,
and
would you mind sharing with the audience that might not be familiar with the terminology 115 and how significant that would play a role in you going home if you do get one?
Put it like this: if I would have gotten this 128 that David has in his hand right now, this warning, that right there, because I'm going to board this year, that would mean that I would automatically be doing another 3 years in prison at least.
Yeah, that's a 3-year hit right there.
Just that warning right there, what
Yep.
he got, that right there would have costed me another 3 years in prison.
Oh, a 115 is classified different ways. So a 115 is given out where there's different divisions. So even on this one, they say offense division. Division A is the worst. Division A is like 187s, assaults with weapons. There's a range of stuff. Things with staff, like those are serious. Division A's will get you a long shoe term. I don't know now. I don't even know what the shoe is anymore. But it's back in Jesse and I during our day, Division A's. I got them, and you're getting hit for years in the shoe for those. Division B is generally drug related. You get caught bringing something in, or you get things like that. You get a Division B. I'm sure Jesse has some Division B's. Plenty of Division B's. Plenty of Division B's. I was a Division A guy and a Division D guy. so Division C is okay. So it goes about. They take time also. So if you get a Division A, you've automatically lost 360 days of good time credit. So if you're not maxed out, like you usually get like 3.5 or something like that, you get 10 years with 80%. You can stack on a year on that with the Division A. Division B, I don't know how much time they take off on that. How much time, Jess? 180?
Division B?
Yeah.
It can be anywhere from 90 to 9 months.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they have a wide range, but Division A, it's just 360. You're done. Division C is generally 120 days, and they give you the only Division C's that I know of are like wine beefs, dudes that make pruno in here, stuff like that, get cracked. I see them catch Division C's. Division D I have so many of those, James. I got a lot of Division D's. Those are all like assaults and stuff like that,
So for those that don't play
you
nice,
get a fight, you get you get 2-on-1s. That's basically batteries, different batteries, fighting, standard assaults, 2-on-1s, stuff like that.
Every day, run of the mill.
Prison.
Violent behavior.
Yeah, violent behavior without serious injury. You just somebody gets crazy, you just take off on them. That's Division D. That's 90 days loss of credit. Before you go to the hole for that. So standard assault back in the day is a 4-month shoe. So they used to aggravate all my shoes to 6 months, which means because I had a lot of priors. So you get 2 of those within a 5-year period. Back in my day, you get an indeterminate shoe. I had one of those before, but that was for other incidents. So that's what it is. So a 128, James, I've never had a 128 in my life. This is the first time I've ever got a 128, which was like super crazy, where I was thinking, damn, I don't even know what to, I feel like I'm I'm speechless. I don't know. I'm like,
how do you explain that to Jesse? You got the lowest of the low.
It lets me know that he's slipping on his criminal activity, that's for sure.
He said I've gone soft, James.
Yeah, he's gone soft on me. I told him, if you're going to bring her right up into this home, you make sure it's something of
substance,
Yeah.
And so, like I said, man, there's people here, look, I know there's people that are new in the system. There's people here that are new in the system on both ends, right? Staff, officers, even guys that come in that are incarcerated. There's guys that haven't done this for a while, so don't know what it is. And, I know how to interact around custody. I've been doing this for, I got my P number in 2000. I'm on a new number now. But, yeah, I've been in the system for over 25 years in the prison system. All levels, all yards. I've been, I was a 180 baby for a long time, shoe baby. I've been in notorious prisons. I've been in a bunch of prisons. And the crazy part is I know how to carry myself in here, and so I was a little bit surprised that I ran into this dude that he doesn't understand what it is. Look, with my history, I've got 7 years without a write-up, any write-up. I'm over 7 years without a 115. Somebody like me wouldn't have gone 7 days without something like that. I was always involved with something. And so the OGs, they can recognize that. They can say, hey, this dude, he's changed his life. How do you know he's changed his life? Well, look at his freaking jacket. You see my AW jacket where I was throwing tantrums?
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
No, they can.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
They could see the people who really look and really understand the dynamic. They can see what it is, I'm no threat to nobody, man. I'm just living my life. I'm here to help people.
A soft guy in a hard place trying to get by.
That's it, We could reverse that, and it sounds way different. Hard guy in a soft place trying to get by, Jake. I don't think I said that right.
Hey, so I know the call's about to hang up right now. But I just want to let you know that Tiny T tapped in and he said he's sending his saludos.
That's the boy right there. Hey, we send us saludos. I'm gonna call back right now.
All right, and I got some questions and some comments when you guys get back. All right, hey, what's up? Let me see who we got in here. We got Skinny Man. He's in college. Dan writes, "That's crazy. I blame Michelle. So confused. Do you mind letting me know what you're confused about, and maybe we could go and clear that up?" Coffee Man, Coffee Mom, can you do a live stream? I am on a live stream. Let me see. Tiny T sends mines. Marlene puts laughing out loud. Chicali puts Cubo James. All right, here we go. We're getting the call, and these are live calls from prison, if you will.
This call is now being recorded.
Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Oh, yes,
You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Tel-Link.
Hello.
James.
Yeah. Hey.
So,
hold up.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. So we got Marlene. Marlene writes, sending my hellos to them. # Team Gary.
What's up, Team Gary? Marlene, we send ours. Let the boy tell. Well, I got Tiny. If you can hear us, little Isaac tried to reach out to you. I think like a couple weeks ago or something like that. But he said you didn't answer. So he was real excited to know that you're out there. He's trying to get a hold of you. All right. What else?
That's right. Let me see. I got let me see. We got Chicali in here. He writes, Cubo James Despensa en la tira. Roll call. Chicali. We also got he's from Arizona. He just got out from doing 15 years. He's been jumping on my court hearings. We also got
That's cool, man.
We got Eli Blankenship, and he writes, love the lives. Just got out of jail now. That's what's up. Hell yeah. And then I got a question for you guys whenever we got a moment from Omar. So just remind me to come back around on the question that he dropped in the comments.
No, that's cool. Yep. So what I was telling you about earlier, right, about the interactions in here, and the guys who've been down for a while understand this, especially the homie that did 15 years. That's what I've been in for 15 years already, almost myself. Jesse's been in for over 20, and we're both considered lifers by the definition of we have the L's. I got 40 to life, Jesse got 25 to life. So yeah, we got broke off pretty good. My boy's almost at he's at the end of the road with board. I still got a ways to go, but I know this environment. It's a little bit like I can't. Jesse's pawning off burritos right now on the chair. So. She's over there doing something, but yeah, he made these big ass burritos. But so we know what it is, and there's like we got some OG in here, right, that works in our building, and this OG right here, like he carries himself with respect. Everybody knows him. His big thing, like man, he does not like wall sockets that are homemade. That's the only thing about him, man. Like that is his pet peeve right there. He will find it. He's like the dude from Taken, I will find that socket and I will take it. But other than that though, there's good dudes in here, right? That's the OG Carrillo, cool dude, man. we're lucky to have him in his building. You know, him and some of the other staff. They've been bringing in dudes in this building that they've been around, programmers, dudes that don't mess around, super respectful. You know, so just want to send a shout out to to him, to his people out there. You know, this prison could be a dangerous place, and I do man, it affects us in a lot of ways, and I know that it affects them. You know, so just like we need strong people to support us as we leave this place, I'm sure they do too, you know, and that's just humanizing people in here, you know. We got to humanize everybody in here. We can't just look at it like, oh, well, they're wearing green, so there's something different about them. No, we're all people, man, just like we're in blue, and they're changing the dynamic of prison with the California model, and it's not a smooth transition because a lot of us have a lot to learn about each other, you know, as much as we can, you know. We have to learn how to navigate a different dynamic where it's like, all right, well, it was weird for us to go up and shake somebody's hand that worked here. You know, we don't shake hands in here yet because it's not normal. So I don't think I've ever seen anybody walk up and shake an officer's hand. I don't think ever I've seen I've shaken the hand of associate wardens, administrative custody, like during events, during graduations and stuff, and that was weird to me. But as far as walking up and being like going to the podium and be like, "What's up?" you know, and shaking his hand, giving him a little dab,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit's crazy. I don't know if that will ever. They're talking about doing softball games with us in here.
I heard about that. Yeah.
And so they talked about it on this yard. And, you know, I'm thinking like, damn, what happens if you accidentally like bump into one of them or you like if they get hit with a ball that you throw, you know, and it's not on purpose, but sometimes, you know, contact is made. And so they got they got youngsters too, but I mean it's different now because there's cameras everywhere. But they got youngsters that'll chunk them with you. them dudes, you touch one of them dudes are gonna come back with a freaking left hook, you know. So it's a little bit, it's a learning experience, you know, for both of us, you know, for all of us in here. The concept of general population, and
I think it's more the old timers that'll fight with you before the youngsters.
I was thinking that right now. I was thinking some of the old timers, like...
Yeah, the youngsters will talk, like, act with, like, little weird-ass attitudes and shit like that.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
But you definitely get some of the old school that were around prison when prison was real, where if you didn't know how to defend yourself, you were to sit and duck. These kids now, they coming in here out of the academy with little weird attitudes, and they've never experienced real prison or real violence or seen anything real in their life to begin with, so they come in here... You know, and they you know, most of them are pretty decent. They don't come with too bad of attitudes, but the ones that come with little funky-ass attitudes, it's because they've never seen anything, and they for sure don't want to fight.
Like that dude that wrote me up?
Yeah. And the thing about him is he's always been cool. Like, I've had nothing but cool interactions with him, you know what I mean? But, you know, I do know that he had made some comments about the Flipper, you know, was trying to get over on him in Ironwood. He remembered Flipper when he was new, and you know, so maybe he's painted all of us with brushes like that because he had dudes like Flipper and dudes like who we would have been in the past when he first started getting over on him. You know what I mean? Playing him like a chump because that's how we seen all cops as chumps and just doing whatever we had, you know. So maybe it set the tone for how he wanted to be. But I can honestly say, like wholeheartedly, that I didn't see this coming from him. You know, he's been cool. If anything, I seen him calling you up there like, hey, you know, like we actually did that the other day. Like he was telling people, like they're calling him up there. So they probably told him, like, hey, man, you got to clearly be warning these guys or whatever, because he called somebody up there and was like, hey, you know, and he was like, oh, whatever, you know. And that's it. Like that's all you had to do. Yeah, that's all you had to do. And like, after that, if they do something stupid, then by all means, write them up. You know, if that's what you know. What I mean, if they're you know, blatantly disrespecting you or disregarding the rules and regulations, especially after you've told them something, well, then you don't know them anything. You know, but you know, Yeah, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
definitely, I want to give another shout out though to the OG Carrillo because he's cool as ice, and those are the kind of COs, the correctional officers we're used to being around. You know what I mean? Like they know what time it is. They've seen enough shit to understand that there's no need to be acting like an idiot on this sorry ass yard.
No, and the thing is too is
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I think that's the biggest misconception is we want to do right by these guys.
Yeah,
we don't want to come in here and we don't want them to come in here and give us that look like, hey, fool, you brought all kinds of heat to the building, you did this and that, like, really, you're going to do me like that? Like, that shit hurts. Like, I don't know if you know, James, but we're a bunch of emotional vatos in prison.
Yeah.
If that fool was to come to the door and be like, man, just give me that look, and shake his head, like, Jesse in here will probably turn the TV off, look at the ground for a little while, like, we'll start blaming each other.
Yeah, what did you do? No, but it's real shit. The best way to equate that is like dealing with your parents. You know what I mean? Like the truth about it is when you get veteran COs that come in your building, and the crazy thing is he's not hella old, much older than us, but he is older, and but whether he's an older CO or a CO just understands how to carry himself around here, you don't want to make things as smooth for him here as he makes it for you. If he's in here and he's treating you like a human being, he's acting right, he respects everybody, he hears you out, he tells you what it is. Also, there's things he doesn't like, and he'll let it be known, like, hey, these are the hardliners right here. These are things that I don't like, and this is what it is, and when they respect you and they give you that respect and they treat you like humans, you're going to be more compelled to give them back what they want, because like Dave said, last thing you want to do is disappoint them. Last thing you want to do is make them feel like, man, you gave me something that you didn't have to give me, or you didn't. A lot of these dudes don't feel they owe us any respect. Do they or do they not? Well, hey, to each their own, But I mean, I think we're humans, and especially for those of us who are actually living like humans in here and not like animals anymore, yeah. I do wish that they all would see things that way. But some people see things through green and blue, Yeah. But cats like Carrillo, and not just him, like Dave says, there's a lot of them here that are cool like that. They come at you straight, like you make them do their job, they're going to do their job, but they're not in here trying to show anybody that they got the power. They're not in here trying to act crazy. So at the end of the day, you want to show them exactly what they're showing you, which is respect. You want to honor the building. We got a good building right here because of him. He doesn't let any other COs come in here and with little funky attitudes and stuff like that. They all, they see how he operates, and this is his building. And okay, well, cool. We're normally, I've seen other COs that come work here occasionally that would work in another building. They'd be in there acting with a bad attitude, but they come in here and it's like, look, you're here for a couple of days or you're here for one day. Don't come in here and bring that shit here because I'm the one that lives here and has to deal with this, But hey, but what I like about this building is that most of the dudes in here have been around for a long time. There are a lot of dudes in here. There's a lot of lifers in here. A lot of dudes going to board. A lot of college in here. The dudes who are getting in trouble, like, we all know who they are and we all know to stay away from them. If we were to go around them, it's obvious. We're there for there's a guy in this building, James, that we cannot go near. We can't even give this full soup. And it's not that they didn't tell us that, like they didn't be like, hey, don't give this guy nothing, no, it's not that. They definitely said stay away from him. Yeah, like he definitely said, hey, you might want to stay away from that guy. This guy has fell out and overdoses probably how many times in this yard, Jeff? Man, probably at least 10.
Yeah. 10. That many times, James?
Shit, when he was in 2 block, it was almost like a daily thing over there.
He would fall out OD, ambulance and everything. Yeah, no freaking. And you know what's crazy about that dude is that we've actually had an opportunity to conversate with him a couple times, and the dude is freaking really nice. He's a nice guy. Like, he's kind. Like, it's crazy, but he's really struggling with his addiction,
And that's a big thing right now, right? Behind bars.
So busy freaking. Well, yeah. Well, they're so busy freaking. Dun dun dun. I kissed her shoulder. While the freaking pound went through. And freaking all these dudes are falling out all over the yard. They got Narcan. We have a Narcan dispenser in our day room.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Day room. Yeah, it's probably loaded to the brim.
Yeah, if you decide you want to party and have sex, all you got to do is go to the podium and pick up some Narcan
And a couple condoms. Yeah, they got condoms at the podium for Narcan. Like, hey man, have yourself a party.
Yeah, it's like Sodom and Gomorrah in this motherfucker.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know if any of you guys out there have you guys seen like a little 5-foot midget named fucking Felipe, the Capricorn.
Felipe.
Hey, no disrespect to any midgets that might be listening to this. You know, we're gonna say, look, Felipe. Oh my God, James! In the middle of the night, all I hear is like he's like a Muppet.
I told her to keep it down.
Hey, you let me know if you guys see Felipe the Capricorn on one of these lives and these streams, and especially if it's late, you tell him keep it down. Say, look, you got a couple older grouchy vatos next door to you that do not want to hear you in the middle of the night. And I'm not saying don't talk. Like, hey, Felipe's funny. He's got good.
Hey, speak for yourself when you say older guys next door.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Hey,
shots fired.
Hey, Jesse's older than me. That's big bro, little bro right here. That fool's up there.
I'm young and dazzling.
He's definitely bedazzled. I'll tell you right now. He's got rhinestones on his shower shoes.
I'm a rhinestone cowboy.
Hey, so it's gonna cut off right now, and I want to get back to Omar's question.
Oh yeah, and I got another question.
Some guy named Omar is on here.
I got another question. I think
all right,
that yeah, when you call back, I'll go ahead and ask you guys. We got some questions from the audience. So
I heard you say. I heard you say when I was at the door, the team Marlene was on there.
Marlene's here.
Yeah,
team. Marlene, I said mine. I wasn't on, so I didn't get to say what's up.
Yeah, she's here. She's around.
All right. So for those of you that are a bit confused, Jesse and David, they're cellies. They know each other from childhood, and they're currently located in Centinela State Prison. I see a few questions on here. I saw the question from Omar, and then I saw another question from, let me see, was it I blame Michelle. So we'll go ahead and get into that right now. I'm not ignoring your questions. I just don't like to cut them off. I normally like to do these questions in between the reconnection of these phone calls. These calls are live, as you can see, and my prison phone is ringing. So we're about to go ahead and get into it, if you will.
This call is now being recorded.
Esta es Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
You know, Avenal State
un
Prison.
individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid
You're
call.
welcome.
You will not be charged for this call.
Bugskin.
Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello.
James. Yes.
All right. Hey, you know what? So there might be a lot of people on here listening right now. They're not familiar with who you guys are. Would you guys mind sharing, just giving us like a quick story of who you guys are? And
Wow. First of all, I'm offended to think that there's anybody under
in the world that doesn't know.
Yeah, that doesn't know who we are.
Yeah, who we are.
Do they not know who I think I am?
Yeah. All right, so Jesse is I.
Yeah. So my name's Jesse. Now we've been doing this show for about 1.5 years. James and I was the first interviewee for the show. We started this it's been over 1.5 years, huh, James?
yeah, no, we're about to hit our second year right now. I think coming up in September, October.
Damn. Okay. So we've been rocking out. We came up. We said James wanted to do a show, and we were like, man, let's do this. So we came together and decided that maybe we try to do something a little different than what everybody else was doing. Talking that old prison glorification stuff. So we got on here and we wanted to do some backstories. So
I'm sorry, just cut you off. I have to let you know, Jesse looks way different today than he did 2 years ago when he started this. He did not do well with fame. He looks like a mix between Chingle Bling and Tori Spelling.
I got my
Hey, with that in mind, go ahead, finish your story, Jess.
yeah. Yeah, I got a bunch of fillers.
Yeah, he's got fillers. He's got a BBL.
I got a BBL.
Yeah.
Hey, did you do the prison facelift?
Yep, did the prison.
No, you got a real one. He figured out how to do it.
Yeah. I figured I spent years and years and years figuring out how to traffic drugs into the institutions.
Yeah,
Can I get a facelift? Yeah, can I figure out how to?
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, my name's Jesse Nava. You know, I'm 44 years old. I've been incarcerated 24 years for a crime that I committed when I was a juvenile, when I was 17 years old, a violent crime. You know, I murdered an innocent man. I was messing up in here for many years, for about, 18, 19 years during my incarceration. For the last, 4 years, I've been, I turned my life around, I've been sober, got away from gangs, got away from drugs, got away from bad elements, and pretty much that's my backstory. I had life without the possibility of parole before. I went back to the county on appeal, and I decided to take my case to trial myself, to represent myself. I went pro per, exercised my constitutional right, represented myself pro per, and I ended up getting a second degree. Before, I used to have life without the possibility of parole. So I was never getting out. There was no board. There was no chance. There was no hope. So that's kind of why I was living so recklessly in here, because I didn't really care. Like, this was my home, and I was going to make the best of it and just live for the moment, and we'll worry about tomorrow when tomorrow gets here. Went back, took it to court. Took it to trial. I essentially, you could say I won. I still had a life sentence, but I had some action. I had some hope. That wasn't really my intent. I didn't really care about the action or the hope. I just took it to trial myself on some rebellious stuff, that if anybody's going to throw my life away, it's going to be me. I wasn't going to let some public pretender or some attorney. I just basically went in to make a spectacle of the court, but in the process, I realized, like, man, this, I can actually do something here. So anyways, I came back to prison, continued on the path that I was on, because, going from life without to 25 to life didn't really make a difference. To me, it was like, life is life. I'm never getting out of prison. So I came back to prison and continued on the path that I was on, even though I had action. I gave no consideration to my victims. I gave no consideration to my family. And eventually, I found myself sitting in the hole again, same thing, going through the same motions. And I was going to lose everything that was important to me. I was going to lose my family, as a result of my choices, and for me, it was okay to die in prison, but the last thing I wanted to do is die in prison alone, and so it wasn't checking out, and so anyways, I made a commitment to turn my life around. I've tried in the past for a couple people, and it just didn't work out that way. I tried to do it for my wife, tried to do it for my kids, tried to do it for, other people, but I didn't feel I had a problem, so I was doing it for somebody else. I didn't really believe that I needed to change. So when I started to do it for myself, then it started to take, and my initial motivation was for my family, but in the process, I started making the change for myself. And as a result, my family gets to reap the benefits of my change, but I'm also free. I may be a lifer, as Dave, we refers to. We are still technically, by state term, we're life prisoners. We have a life sentence. However, I don't call this my home. I don't even consider myself a lifer anymore, to be honest with you, because I know that I'll be out of prison soon. I've been to board already once. I went to board last, 2022? No, 23. Went to board in 2023, got a 3-year denial, and I'm going back. I'm petitioning next month, actually, to go back, and I should be going back by the end of this year, by November, and hopefully I'll be up out of here next year, probably by summertime, because it takes about 5 months if you're found suitable. And I got about an 85-90% chance of being found suitable on the next one, because I've been doing everything that they asked of me, and tenfold. I'll be graduating this year, with several associate degrees and starting the bachelor program at San Diego State in fall. And so I won't get a chance to finish San Diego State here, but I will finish it on the street. And yeah, that's pretty much my story.
Hey, let me read out some comments before you start up, David. We got a comment from Hot Mess Express, and she writes, "Keep your faith. Keep your faith." We got a comment from Karina 78. She writes, "Don't ever lose hope. That's right, and that's right. Keep the
So,
faith.
that's cool. Thank you guys.
Yep, absolutely, and I second that, because when you lose faith and you lose hope, then you're gonna be in here like how we were before we started turning our lives around.
Yeah.
You know, we were hopeless. Faith wasn't even the, you know what I mean? And when you're like that, it's easy for you to live reckless and destructive because you have no hope that anything's gonna be any different than what you make of it in here. And now that it's the opposite, you know, now
Yeah.
definitely keep that hope and that faith.
The crazy part is, you know, I'm looking back and I'm like, well, my childhood, yeah, there was a lot of issues in the home. You know, I grew up in a house where there was a lot of domestic violence going on. There was, you know, in all appearances, it looked like we were a family, but there was just a lot of stuff going on. And I didn't do well with it. My siblings, you know, have their issues, but I started getting in trouble. I started hanging around with people that were just up to no good, even from a young age. I got jumped into a gang at 13 years old, and I didn't understand the significance of what that was. You know, you don't, like Jesse did. Like he was like, I got jumped into a gang. I knew exactly what it was. Like me, I didn't. Like the neighborhood that I grew up in, there was a lot of homies around. It was a predominantly Mexican neighborhood. It was in the San Gabriel Valley, city of La Puente, and there was just a lot of gang members around. But I didn't have to go that route because right next to there was West Covina and you know, Walnut and that area right there, which was just regular people, skaters and stuff like that. But my mom, she tried to get me out of that area. I ended up getting busted for stealing a car at 13 years old. She got a job out in the desert in the Coachella Valley, so she moved me out there, and that's how I know Jesse. You know, I ended up incarcerated out there in the juvenile system. And I first met Jesse in juvenile hall, and once I got incarcerated as a kid, it changed my entire perspective on things. Suddenly, like I didn't feel like I was connected to my people out there, like my family. Yes, I love my family, but I always felt different. I felt like I was off a little bit, like something wasn't right. Like I just didn't really have my place, and so I sought acceptance and you know, belonging elsewhere. And when I went into the system and I was around those kids in juvenile hall with me, they became what I was looking for. They became like family. They became like my brothers. And we were always around each other. We experienced highs and lows together, but it's still an institution, you know. And so we were still conducting ourselves like we imagined we were supposed to in the system. Jesse, he remembered my first fight in juvenile hall, you know, in that group room, you know, and that's when you know, James knows, somebody tried to put my stuff on a bunk that we all said was a leva bed, and everybody wanted to see what I would do. You know, Jesse, a lot of the fellas, you know, said, well, what am I going to do in this situation? Yeah, everything is all cool, but now this is a jail situation. This is an institution situation here, where I'm being put to the test, and you know,
you can let your nuts hang or you don't.
Yeah, let your nuts hang or you don't. Let's see what it is. You know, I'm talking tough this whole time, and I wasn't a tough kid. You know, I was not. I was scared, but I did what I had to do. I knew in that moment that I was going to have to rise to the occasion, and I did. You know, and I left there feeling a sense of power, you know, over what happened, because I won that fight, and not only that is I won it. I won it in I made a scene.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
And that changes, you know, it changes the perspective on things, you know, because now I felt not only accepted, I felt like, hey, like I was, you know, I was different, like I was more like an elite or something. So that mentality stuck with me. When I got out of the juvenile system, you know, Jesse had got out of YA at that time, and so we met back up out on the streets. You know, Jesse's my cellie. That's how we're able to talk like this. We're both locked in a cell right here. So we hooked up out there on the streets, and you know, I was a tidal wave of chaos. He was a tidal wave of chaos, and I ended up getting busted at 18 for manufacturing a controlled substance, because I was already cooking that Go Fast, and I came to prison at 18, and it, you know, my perspective on things changed. I started putting in work. I started putting in work young because I still had that thought in my head. Well, this is a higher degree of the level bed in here. You know, dudes will test you in prison. Dudes will get at you kind of crazy. They look at you different, and you gotta snap on them. And I had that training from the juvenile system to let them, to let me know if this ever happens, this is what you do. There's no other reaction that can happen. So I started behaving in that way. So I picked up my first shoe term in 2001 when I was 19 years old, and got out of the shoe, came right back, continued on that path. Eventually, I entrenched myself in prison gang politics. My boy Jess, he had got arrested for the 187 that he's here for now at that time. So when I was coming in, I was still here with my boy. I was still here with, my brothers from the juvenile system. They were all up here now. They were all involved. They were, in gang activity and stuff like that. And so we were the ones that were involved with the leadership roles and stuff like that. We were all together, but it was normal to us. We didn't look at it like it was any different. It was a natural progression to us, So we started committing violent crimes and got involved with a lot of illegal activity. I ended up getting out in 2008, and I didn't last long out there. I ended up taking somebody's life and came to prison in 2010. I've been in ever since. Been about 15 years. And when I came to prison, for this, I was behaving the same way that people thought. I was running wild. I was running amok. I was in the county for 5 years fighting my case. 2015, I finally got sentenced to 40 years to life. I got 15 to life for second degree 187, and I got 25 to life ran consecutive. This means that time starts after the 15 to life, 25 to life for using a firearm in the commission of the 187. So that gave me 40 years. And so it's technically 2 life sentences.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
I have a lot of opportunities, so I don't have to die in prison. But it's crazy because I know the viewers out there, a lot of guys that don't know us, maybe you don't know people that are sentenced for the kinds of crimes that that Jesse and I are here for, or you've never got to interact with people that are actually considered, doing life in prison. So I think this is a unique opportunity for you to see that, hey, we're people too. We've made mistakes in the past, but we're here to show you, hey, that anybody can change their lives. Jay, so I'm going to give you a call back.
All right, cool. We'll be waiting for you guys.
Yeah.
So for anybody that wants to listen to their backstories, Jesse and David's backstory, if you jump over to our YouTube page at Collect Call From, if you go to the playlist, you could listen to their backstories, and they're definitely heartbreaking. The way they started off their lives. So once again, that's at Collect Call From. They're gonna go ahead and give us a call back, and I'll go ahead and ask them right now. Omar, I got you.
This call is now being
Esta
recorded.
es Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello, David.
Yep.
Hey, so let me make an announcement to the audience here. So if there's anybody here that you guys are here to watch the Arizona court hearings and whatnot, obviously I'm not going to do that right now because I'm in the middle of these phone calls. But if you do want to watch, you're more than welcome to jump over to at Collect Call From. I do have the stream running over there. It should be starting up in the next few minutes. So I just wanted to put that out there for you guys. And like I mentioned earlier on, their journeys are located at Collect Call From on YouTube. Just go to the playlist section and look up David Lopez and Jesse Nava, and you could get their backstories. All right, thank you, David.
Nope, no problem. Yeah, we went we went in depth with our stories. You know, we summed it up for you here. I know a lot of the regular listeners are like, oh my God, these guys, they're gonna tell it again. Oh my God, man. Like, we know David, we know Jesse, but no, you know, we're trying to bring this. we're just trying to bring awareness to the prison system. Our goal is to show, yes, that anybody can change. Change doesn't happen. It's not an overnight thing. To get to where we are now, it took a lot of it took a village, you know. And it's crazy because you hear that term, well, it takes a village to raise a child. And guess what? Jesse and I, we were behaving like children. That's what we were doing.
Sure.
And so we had to relearn basically how to walk and talk again so that we can interact with civilized people, because we weren't behaving like that. We were entrenched in gang culture. Not the what do you call it, the Little Robs and the freaking Capones of the world. Like, we were out there putting in work, man. And that does something to you. That does something to your personality, because the only people we interacted with were people like us. So how can we go and, you know, we could talk to some people and, yeah, we could play the part. Like, we were doing it just like any other sociopath. You know, we can blend in and do all that stuff, but realistically, we weren't those. We were living two different lives, and we were from the system. And what we had to learn was, all right, for one, the way that we were living was unacceptable. It was unacceptable. We have no right to take other people's property. We have no right to make the streets dangerous. We got no right to hurt anybody. First and foremost, right? And people should be treated with dignity and respect. It wasn't all about what we wanted. It was just about what was right. And so we had to beat those lessons into our essence of who we were, so that we can develop empathy, because we didn't have empathy like that. You know, that was we have traumatic backgrounds, man. Those things that happened to us in our history started to desensitize us to what normal human interaction really was. And we had to relearn it, man. And we had some really strong people that stepped up and said, you know what, I believe in you guys. I believe you guys have a good heart. I believe you guys turned in this direction for whatever reason. And I believe that we can get you back to where you got to be so that you could be productive members of society. And guess what? The people that believed in us were right, because they saw something in us that we didn't see in ourselves. And that's why we're here. I didn't just, you know, one day, like, all right, well, I'm going to, I finally got life. I've been doing all this stuff in the prison system to build a reputation, and finally it's over. I'm just going to give it all up. No, things happened. You know, things happen. I made mistakes along the way because ego got in the way, pride got in the way, miscalculation got in the way, because it was still a very dangerous game that we were playing. You know, and guess what? You know, I had to leave that environment that I knew, and I had to come over to somewhere new. You know, where it was just me. You know, so that's a little bit of my story right there.
Thank you for sharing that, guys. And like I said, I mentioned earlier on, if you guys want to listen to their backstories, check out at Collect Call From on YT, and check out David and Jesse. You'll find their playlist there, and it'll be definitely hours of conversations that we've had in the past.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Let me read out some of the comments here that were left on here. Let me see. We had a few comments from Ledem, and they wrote, "Wow, man, you got this. I'm literally crying when I hear your story. God's got you. Let me see. Small towns are the worst. You're gonna have a good testimony. I know God's working you. Don't lose your faith." And the last one is, "You left your mark now. Now leave your mark. Today's God is working in you. Amen."
Yep. No, it's true. And what we try to do now is we're in the service of our community. That's what we do. We help people. And like I said, Jesse's on the end of his journey. He's going to go to board. He's going to go home soon. I still have time. I'm sitting here and I still have 40 years to life. And so that's scary. It's a scary thing to open up my eyes every day and think like, damn, this might be all my life is ever going to be, and so it's sobering to think about. And laws have changed, which gives me an opportunity to go to board in 2031. So I'm very lucky to have that opportunity. It's still about 6 years away. Well, September 2031, I'm eligible, so I don't think I'll go to board at that time. I'll probably go closer to 2032. But I do have an opportunity now. My case got open for resentencing in court, so it's a possibility they could stay the 25 to life firearm enhancement. And the person that left that courtroom when I got sentenced in 2015, so that was about 10 years ago. I'm a different person that's going to be walking back up to that judge, I should go to court probably for resentencing. It's going to take maybe another couple of years, but, I left a gang member. I left with an in-house case. I picked up that in-house kidnapping while I was there with, gang allegations, assaults, and all kinds of stuff tied to it. And I got what I got, When I come back now and I talk to the judge, I can explain to him, look, I'm not the same person that I was back then. Yes, I take responsibility for the crime that I'm here for committing. I did it. Some of the details were a little exaggerated in trial, stuff and whatnot, but at the end of the day, I did it. I pulled the trigger. I made the decision to play God, and this is what happens to people like that. This is the time that I get. And now I'm going to appear in front of the judge, a college graduate. Jesse and I, we should be done. I'm going to have 2 degrees locked in the summer, and I'm going to go for another probably 2 or 3 in the fall. We're psychology majors, sociology majors, behavioral sciences, university studies. That's for our associate's degrees. We have a program here that we're both a part of, which is from San Diego State University. It's a bachelor's degree program, and Jesse and I were both registered for we're projected to start in the fall 2025, which is really about August. So we're going to start working on our bachelor's degree. We're facilitators, mentors. We're working with at-risk youth that they're going to start coming into the prison. So we're going to try to, make changes there, try to help them out. But
utilize our experiences to hopefully show them what their mistakes can look like and why they don't have to make the same mistakes because people have already made them. Basically, they should just connect with them because when we were their age, even though there were people who made efforts to reach out to us and extend a hand to us, we didn't feel that we could relate to anybody. At least I know I did, and I'm pretty sure Dave felt the same way because I can't ever think of anybody who ever looked like me, who came from the neighborhood that I came from, who came, anybody that was reaching out to me there was no relation. So it wasn't very impactful, and so for me it was like, and hope for us, we're hoping to be able to make those connections with these youth to show them like, hey, you know what, you're not the only one facing the problems that you're facing right now that's causing you to act the way you're acting, that's bringing you, to this place to come see me, to stand in front of me, sit in front of me, and so hopefully we can share with them, the things that we struggled with when we were their age, the results of our consequences, because sometimes teenagers, young kids, they can't see past their nose. I know I couldn't see past my nose till I was in my late 30s down there, and so we want to be able to just share some of that with them in hopes that maybe they can open up to us a little bit, and we know because we all live that life that maybe some of their counselors, some of their sponsors, their social workers are unable to identify certain things that we'll be able to identify with, and hopefully we can help them. And if we even change one life, then we have a responsibility, like Dave says, we have a responsibility to be a service to our community. We left a horrible footprint in the past, so hopefully we can do something. We can never rectify the things that we've done because we've taken a life. Both of us have taken a life. We've taken lives. So it's that you can't ever undo that. That's definitive. So all we can do is work as hard as we can to leave a better impression on this earth than what we've done in the past, and hopefully we can do that with these youth, and hopefully we can help some of these kids and touch and impact one of them in a way that they walk away from here and say, you know what, man, that dude understands me, that, and I for sure don't want to be that guy. Like I said earlier, I committed a violent crime when I was 17 years old, and I've been in prison my whole life, and I get to show them that, like, look, I was you guys, I was you guys on steroids. You don't want to make the choices that I made. And it's not a Scared Straight program at all. It's a youth development program. Scared Straight, that Scared Straight shit doesn't work. It doesn't work for anybody. In fact, it's actually counterproductive because it has negative effects on these kids. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to connect with them and just show them, like, look, man, obviously people care about you, otherwise you wouldn't be right here in front of us. Sometimes you may feel like you're alone in this world, but you're absolutely not. You're not the first person that's going through whatever you're going through. And hopefully they'll open up. We're gonna do some goal setting with them and see what happens. And hopefully we can get this our first event cracking. By April. I'm thinking more close to May, but the projecting one in April. So let's see what happens. Bring them in here and show them what prison looks like and show them what their future looks like if they continue on the path that they're on. That's what it is right there. The thing is, James, when they come into prison, right? When they come into prison and they see it, I think the realities of what prison actually is will have a bigger impact on what we can, rather than saying, oh, well.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
You're going to come in and someone's going to try to take your shit and, just some crazy shit like that. That's not realistic. That's not common in prison. It happens, yes, of course, but it's not something that you see. I haven't seen that shit personally myself in 25 years in the system, but I've heard about it. No, the reality of prison.
I've seen it one time, and the cops were the ones that actually sicked the guys on them.
You're talking about Purple Passion?
Yeah, they went in there and took his donut.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's there's the stories, the Big Bubba stories, and all that stuff. But realistically, that's not the scary part of prison. The scary part of prison is that, one, you can spend the rest of your life in here walking in circles in a fishbowl. That's what this is. And they'll do it. You spend decades here on these yards, and you don't really even notice it. Now the seasons, they fly by. They start running together. It's already going to be summer again. It's you see the same thing every single day. You see the same people every single day. We have the same softball games. We got the same handball games. The basketball guys are the same. Guys come, guys go. It's taken me years to come back over here.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
I used to talk to Jesse a lot, when I was still on the streets and he was in, but the fact of it is I haven't been housed with Jesse since 2005 probably. That's 20 years ago. It's been so you got friends like that we see that we're really close, but we don't get to be around each other ever again. And we see a lot of people dying here. That's the crazy part about it. That's the reality. It's just another body on the yard. And that's the reality of what prison is. A sad environment, man. It's a parasitic environment. You always need help from somebody else. And there's so much better that you can do with your life than spend it in here.
So call back is about to hang up, and I'm gonna ask you. Yeah, no, we're gonna be on here for a while. So right now when they call back, Omar, I'll go ahead and ask your question, and then I'll go ahead and ask what was that name? I blame Michelle. We're gonna go ahead and get into that. Can you tell them I sent him finger hearts? I'll let them know right now, Megan. Let me see right here. And just so you guys know, these gentlemen are married. So just throwing that out there. Let me see.
This call is now being
Esta es
recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en
Okay,
de la
thank you,
prisión
Michelle.
estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
So we got they were sending finger hearts. They just wanted me to let you know that they're sending finger hearts. That would be Megan, and I threw this disclaimer out there that you guys are married, but she said she's married too. So just to clarify the air over here.
Hey, what's a finger heart? I don't know if we I
So
don't think we can throw that at each other, Jess.
I'm giving you finger hearts right now,
hey,
Dave.
hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. Who is it? Who did that? Megan?
yeah, Megan,
The finger heart.
Hey, look, Megan. Do not teach Jesse the finger heart technique.
I need finger hearts in my life, so I can give them to Dave.
Hey, we just had Chubby Jessica show up. She got a question for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and ask you guys
What?
Omar's
No,
question.
where have you been, Chubby Jessica?
Yeah, where the hell have you been, Chubby
Yeah,
Jessica? We missed you.
Yeah,
My
what the
favorite
hell?
fan. You
Yeah.
neglect us and abandon us for so long. We're lost without you.
Yeah, this is it's gotten out of hand now.
Yeah, it's gotten out of hand. Like, I'm getting ready to file for custody of David because clearly nobody's here to help me take care of him.
Yeah, I'm walking around with dirty feet.
Yeah, he's got dirty feet, all mocoso, all vagabundo status, niño de la tierra.
Yeah. All right, what's up, James?
Yeah, we send ourselves. We're glad you're here.
What's your question? What's
It's
your
been a long
question?
time.
Okay, so look, I'm gonna read up some comments and then I'll ask Omar's question. I just want to let everybody know I'm not ignoring your questions. Just when I ask questions, it just takes some time, to get to the next one. So I'm trying to read them off in the order
you
order
gotta
they
shoot
receive.
You gotta fire out those questions, man. You gotta fire out the questions. Don't do this, James. Don't do this to our viewers.
So what we're gonna do a question answering session right now.
Yep,
So
this is all about you guys,
so the
viewers.
next few calls is all questions.
Let them have it.
So we're not allowed to go off.
Nope.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
This is for our people.
Can I throw finger hearts here and there?
Yeah, every now and then you can respond with a finger heart, whatever that is,
All right.
as long as it doesn't get too close to me.
All right.
Shoot
I'm
him.
gonna describe the emoji. Go ahead.
All right. So the first question is
Go
going to
ahead.
be from Omar, and Omar is asking, if you don't mind me asking, can you ask them what would they do when they get out of prison?
Oh, I have a lot of plans. How much time we got? A couple hours?
Yeah, we just talked about how we didn't want to go. We're not allowed to go down a rabbit hole. So that's probably not a great question for this late in the game.
No, okay, so we're both leaving prison. We got to give the fast track answer. Like, we're both leaving prison, extremely educated. We have a lot of opportunities out there. We have a lot of former lifers that have made it out there. They are successful. They run companies, and we're going to go out there and get involved with. We have careers waiting for us out there, great paying careers.
We actually have a great friend that we met on this show right here.
Yep.
Actually, more than one. Who have extended, some great opportunities to us, and so we're definitely going to capitalize on those opportunities, as far as great jobs and other just great opportunities,
Yeah, we have our plans meticulously laid out. Exactly, literally from day one, first hours, we have everything structured. So we're, I want to go back to school. Once I'm done with my bachelor's, I'm considering going for a master's. I have a pretty good GPA, so I'm pretty sure I'll get a scholarship or I'll get funding to go to school. And you never know what I'll do with that. I've considered teaching as well. I'm a great teacher. I'm excellent with technology, electronics, and stuff like that. And yeah, that's what I'm considering. I'm a great writer too. That's what I do. I'm an excellent writer, so I thought about writing books and stuff, and maybe getting involved. Our bachelor's is going to be in journalism, so I will explore job opportunities with journalism, maybe writing, and yeah. And that's what it is. It's all about establishing our lives as opposed to do I want to go to the beach? Do I want to? Honestly, you know what I want to do really bad, James? I want to get a dog and tickle the dog. I miss having a little dog. I want to get a cat and tickle a cat. I want the little dog. I want the dog. To freaking to be all like wag its tail and interact with it. Like I just miss that. I miss those kinds of interactions, like where you get a cool dog and it's always with you and you pet its head, and I just miss those things. I miss I want to have my home with my wife and have everything like just have our stuff and his and her stuff, and
I just want to get out there and build a look-alike cell so me and Dave can move into it together.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna have to have our own. We're gonna have to have a cell built at each of our homes.
All right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're on a tangent. We're on a tangent. We went down a rabbit hole.
All right, ready to start talking shit.
All right,
go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead, Jane.
And this one is not a question. It's more of a comment. Normally, normally everybody's sending you guys good vibes, and they want you to come home. But this one's a little bit different. So just brace yourselves. Yeah. Just brace yourself. So let me see, where is it? I blame. Michelle writes, he belongs exactly where he is. What has he done to change himself?
Yeah, that's just weird. Next comment.
All right.
Have you listened to anything we talked about?
She clearly has not been listening to the show.
Yeah.
But if you definitely want to hear exactly what we've done, I'm not sure when you say he, if it's him or I, but I would prefer that that he is referring to David, because it can feel better about myself if he's not talking about me. But but on the real, if you really want to know what we've done, go check on YouTube. You'll understand, and not to devalue how you feel or your perspective on things, because 100% we are exactly where we once belonged. They put us exactly where we belong. We absolutely belonged in prison. However, no human life is not redeemable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about absolute sobriety, abstinence, helping others, educating myself, going to school, tutoring people, mentoring people? I don't know if any of those things count as rehabilitative.
Helping to reshape the minds of even those in prison so that they understand, because prison is full of people that were socially influenced and come from disenfranchised communities. Not to say that that's an excuse for anybody, because I know people who grew up in the same environments and experienced the same things that I experienced, and many of the people here, and didn't make the horrible choices that we made. That's not an excuse. But a lot of these people, and myself included, for a long time believed in what I was doing. We've seen things through a completely distorted lens and perspective, and we rationalize the behavior and the things. There's a saying that hurt people, and I use my pain as an excuse to run through life hurting other people, and that's what I did. And now I understand that that's exactly what it was, as an excuse. I was weak, I was a coward, I was incapable of facing life on life's terms. So I used drugs to escape. I used violence to deal with problems. I mean, the list goes on and on and on of how horrible a person I was. But today, it's the opposite.
Taking responsibility for our actions, paying restitution, following the rules. That sounded like an ignorant response.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as to say it was ignorant. I think that was an uneducated response. She doesn't know. If she has no idea, obviously she clearly didn't even hear what we were talking about.
The entire time we've been talking about what we've done to change our lives,
or what we were doing, to try to help the youth and stuff like that. We're starting the youth development program here to utilize our experiences to deter them from making the same choices that we did, things like that. But she obviously came on, heard something that she didn't like, and fired a shot. And I'm not mad at her. I don't blame her. The reality of it is, from the outside looking in, I would have seen it the same way. So if you really want to know, if you're concerned, or you believe that we are where we belong, then maybe you should go back and listen to our backstories and see. Maybe you could reshape your perspective of us. That I would appreciate it. I'm sure you probably have better things to do with your time than maybe go back and research some individuals that you believe belong in prison, you know. But if you want to, you know, if you want a better look, a bigger look into who we were, how we became the people that we were, and who we truly are today, and how we became these people, by all means, go to YouTube at Collect Call From and check out the stories. David Isaac Lopez and Jesse Nava, and you'll see, you know, who we are. 100%. The people that we were when we came to prison, we belonged in prison. But you know, we've spent years, you know, trying to redeem our souls, trying to regain society's trust and try to regain humanity's trust. And do we deserve anything? We don't deserve anything.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
We don't deserve freedom. We don't deserve a second chance. We don't deserve anything, because the things that we did are definite. But, you know, fortunately for us, the laws are constructed in a way that one day we will be given another chance. So wouldn't you want the person that's coming back out to society, because everybody in prison, 90% of the people that are in prison
are
will be back out there again. Wouldn't you want them to come back out there, the people that we are today versus the people that we were when we walked in here? And I'm telling you right now, these guys are walking out of here every day that are still the same idiots that we were when we walked in the doors.
They haven't done a quarter of the work we've done.
Yeah,
to change our lives.
So, yeah, that's that. Sorry that you feel that way, Michelle. I hope you can take some time whenever you have free time to go back and listen to our journeys and listen to our, you know, we tell our story from when we were children, the lives that we were born in, you know what I mean, the kind of parents we had, the kind of lives we lived, the horrible choices we made, and ultimately our journeys through prison and our journey to redemption and recovery and restoration, you know, which is a journey that'll never end for us. Yeah. You know, we're for the rest of our lives we'll be working on redeeming ourselves, which is, you know, impossible, because you can't truly redeem yourself when you've taken a life, but we're going to do everything we can to make it better.
To honor our victims. Yep. Yeah. All right, what else you got, James?
All right, thank you,
James.
Thank you guys for answering that. We got M-Star Media. She just drops my guys. James, what up? These two guys are so grateful. They're doing great things.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having our back, M-Star Media. We were glad to see you guys right off C status.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah. You got the I don't know if we can get busted for
what sound are you trying to make? We don't have any sound making machines, so we make weird sounds here and there. Yeah, there you go.
I know Trump got in trouble for using the Village People song.
Yeah.
Throw it on here on
yeah.
But yeah, M-Star Media, man, thanks for tapping in. We had even asked earlier, because I was over there when James was doing the roll call, and I had asked him, hey, was M-Star on there? And Max, and he was like, I don't know, I didn't hear it, but I didn't know you're here, man. We send our love your way.
I was laughing earlier in between the calls. I told Jesse, hey, you remember when Mad Max said I kidnapped the life? That shit still makes me laugh, man.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right.
Go ahead.
So let me see. Also, let me. Somebody wrote. I think it was Jenny from the block. She wrote, "A dog. You know, a man's best friend is his dog." Laughing out loud. You know how you were speaking of your dog earlier on, and then let me see.
My imaginary dog. My imaginary dog is a mutt. It's like a mix between a lab and like a pit bull. So it's yeah, I like that. I like little dogs, James. Like the small ones, like Yorkies. I love those little guys.
And then Megan and Adam B wrote that you guys should write books. Have you guys ever thought about writing a book? And if so, you guys should start writing your life story now.
Yeah, I've thought about it. I actually want to. I've been thinking about the name for it. One of my buddies here, he calls me an international incident. So I'm thinking about titling my book like that, you know, because I was incarcerated in Mexico for a little while.
Right, thank you for that.
So,
and then,
international incident. Yeah.
Hey, have you guys ever been? We had a question earlier on. Have you guys ever been to Avenal State Prison?
No, that's a low level.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
But no, I got a good friend. I knew two that were up there, but I have a good buddy that's there right now, and Yeah. No, haven't been there.
My
Hey,
brother-in-law was there years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know all about it though.
M-Star Media Road. I have an imaginary I have an imaginary dog too that my Winston passed a Yorkie Shih Tzu mix. What?
Hey. Hey, I know a Shih Tzu that killed a pit bull one time.
What the?
Well, the pit bull choked on it. I'm just messing around. Hey, all right, I'm gonna call back right now. That was me.
All right, for sure.
Sorry.
All right. All right. So, and if I happen to miss your question, if you guys wouldn't mind copying and pasting it again, and I'll get to it as they come in. I apologize, you guys. I'm looking at 3 different screens. I'm running 3 different streams. I got 2 streams on TT and I got 1 stream on YT. So that's why my eyes are always shifting around, because I got different screens in front of me. So, Chubby Jessica, I got you. So, Chubby Jessica's question. It'll come up right after Corey's. Let me see here.
This call
Este
is
es
now being
Global
recorded.
Talent. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Talent.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. So I'm gonna ask. We got a question from King Corey, and then I'll ask Chubby Jessica's question. King Corey's asking, how long has he been in there?
You guys all just tuned in, huh?
Yeah, they must have just tuned in.
Jesse.
So Jesse, myself, this is me, Jesse. I've been in here for 24 years, and myself, he's been here for almost 15 years.
Oh, in here a minute.
We just got here yesterday. By those numbers.
I'm fresh.
Yeah. Yeah, I still got my fish kit.
I'm walking around freaking holding my bar so tight. I'm scared. Go ahead.
All right, and then I got Chubby Jessica. All right, the question we've all been waiting for right here. Chubby Jessica is, she said, David mentioned he saw a death in prison, or deaths in prison. Have they had any paranormal? I guess you did. Maybe.
Paranormal
activity.
Yeah. Have
Hey, I'm
there?
gonna tell you one. I'm gonna tell you one, but not like you. Look, it's hard to explain, right? Like prison. There's some places that feel like evil, like they just do. There's some places you get to and you just get a bad feeling.
You feel that black cloud over it.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. And this place, I don't really feel like that, honestly.
No.
I felt like that in Chino. I felt like that in New Folsom. I just had a weird. New Folsom's a 180 level 4, extremely violent prison. But next to New Folsom is Old Folsom, so you could see you pass right by it when you pull into New Folsom, and you could see the old, it looks like a castle wall, and it feels ugly. Like, I don't know, I was in the hole right there too, and I felt like, man, that was a place where I wanted to sleep with my damn light on. It just felt like there was something in the air right there, death. A lot of people die in 180 level 4s, super bad. But strangely, in the places where I've actually seen the bodies, I haven't had those experiences. Chino, I felt like I had an experience in Chino. And I was housed in a place called Deep Segregation in Chino. So Deep Segregation was the hole, but if anybody's ever seen a picture of what Alcatraz looks like, Chino Prison looks like that. As far as central, that's how it's 3 tiers high. It's all bars. The cells are really nasty looking, but the setup is the same. So Deep Segregation is a cell block like that, but the bottom tier is separated from the 2 top tiers, from the 2nd and 3rd tier. So you have to go through a special gate to get down there. And when I went to the back of that was called Cypress Seg. I go to the back of Cypress Seg, they opened up another gate. And behind that gate, there was, behind that gate, there's 5 cells back there, which are management cells, and it's like a cell in a cell. And I was in big trouble when I was back there. So that's technically the deep segregation part of segregation. So there's the hole, which is the standard ADSEG. They call it administrative segregation, which is Palm Hall, and Cypress is like the overflow. But this place is like the hole of the hole. So you're man, it was terrible back there. I spent 4 months down there, and there was times where I would be sitting there, and a lot of people took their own lives back there. That place was notorious for people that were hanging themselves. So I was back there, and it gets dark back there kind of early, so you sit in the dark a lot, like around 4 o'clock, you're already kind of in the dark. You can't really read no more, so it's just you and your thoughts. A lot of rodents, a lot of roaches. It's disgusting. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, damn, it would be pretty nice, because you hear people lose their mind in places like that, So I'm trying not to look at the vent, because I'm thinking, like, damn, I wonder how many people were hanging from this vent right here, Like, that's a reality, and I'm trying to think, like, damn, I wonder if people have died on this bed. Like, everybody knows this is where people would die a lot, that prison's over 80 years old, at least. So I think it was built in, like, the 20s or something, so it's old. And I'm trying to not to think about that, because it's a scary thought, and I'm looking at the wall, and I start to see, like, the air in front of me, it looks wavy all of a sudden. It looks like if you're looking over a barbecue pit, and you see, what I'm talking about, James? You see the barbecue pit, then you see, like, the heat above it, and you could kind of tell that the air's wavy. Well, I started to see that, and I saw it in one little concentrated area kind of right in front of me. And I was like, damn, that looks weird, and I was...
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I was wondering if that was maybe the isolation, because that's super solitary confinement down there, And I was wondering if, like, I was like, damn, I wonder if this is, like, the result of this kind of isolation. So from time to time, I would see the water, like the waviness in the air, and so I call over to my neighbor, because you could talk to your neighbor if it was kind of quiet. My neighbor was in another management cell next to me, and he was some dude named Joe, and so I asked Joe, like, I'm talking to him, and I was like, hey, do you feel all right back here? Do you feel like, because we're in the dark now at this time, And he's like, yeah. He goes, but I keep seeing water in the air. It looks like there's water in the... Yeah, and I was like, oh, shit, I see that too. And you don't see it all the time, but I kept thinking that maybe that's a freaking, it could have been a ghost, it could have been something, because it's like he saw it. He saw exactly what I was seeing, water in the air, like waviness in the air. So I hope I answered her question, that's, I've never seen like the freaking nun, from The Conjuring or anything, like, I've seen dead people. Hey, but, okay, so I've heard stories of, and I don't remember what prison this is. Was it Corcoran? Was it Folsom? But they say that they see a guy that shows up carrying a mattress. Have you heard that one before, Jess? Yeah, that the dude, they seen somebody walking down the tier dragging a mattress. I've heard that one, but I've never seen it. Chino,
that was me after being up for a couple of days.
Yep. Hey, Chino, I've been pushed awake. Hey, I've been jolted awake a few times in Chino. Yeah, where I felt like I was laying there and something hit me and I freaking woke up.
Like, oh, snap.
Yeah, like, what the hell was that? I felt that a couple of times, but only specific institutions that happens. Calipat, I felt a little weird. In Calipatria, it wasn't as bad as, like, other crazy prisons, but I kind of got, like, a weird feeling out there. I don't know why.
Hey, and right now, how you guys are talking about that right there, we have lovely Gigi.
Yeah.
She'll jump onto our chat, from time to time. And her son, he's currently incarcerated, and she mentioned right now that she's actually on the phone with him right now, and they're listening to the conversation that you guys are having right now. And there's a few other things that she put on here right now. So let me see. Let me look at these messages
that's cool,
here.
Man. Send a shout out to you guys, man, that are listening to this. In other places. We hope that we're doing right by you guys by trying to paint an accurate picture of what this place is and what it's not,
And she wrote this
You know?
message that stood out to me. She says, "That's why I never talk about my son getting life at 17." First timer comments like that, and she's referring to the other comment that that you guys answered.
Oh yeah, that Jennifer lady. And the thing is, they don't understand. Look, her son Jesse committed the crime that he served for at 17. So we understand what he's going through. Like, we get it. We know what it is, man. I came in as a kid too. I picked up my first term at 18 years old. I'm doing life. I get it, man. Our heart goes out to you guys because we know what it is. As a mother, I have a mother that had to watch me get sentenced to life in prison. Jesse's family, man.
I've lost my mom.
He lost his mom when he was in here.
And she was the only one I ever really had before. So it's
And we try to, I guess one of the main things we try to do is James, you gave us an opportunity to tell our stories. You gave us a voice, and the thing is, you gave us a voice from inside to show the world out there, hey, we're regular people, just like anybody else out there. We were different. Stuff happened. Stuff transpired. We did what we did. We're where we're at. You have people
we're paying for
it. I pay for it every single day. You think, okay, well, I'm being punished. I wake up without my family. I have people that love me also that didn't want to see me go down the route that I did. And I live with that guilt. I live with that shame. And
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
people that haven't experienced that kind of loss, they're never going to understand that. There's some people like Chubby Jessica. She popped in and she asked very intelligent questions.
Yep, she had the same perspective, until she listened to all our stories and listened and followed the show. She had the same perspectives as Michelle, and also I don't want to devalue what Michelle's feeling. Like Dave said right now, until they feel that loss, have they known, right? We don't know Michelle's backstory. Like Dave said,
She could be the victim of a crime or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Michelle could have been the victim. She could have lost a kid. She could have lost a family member. She could have lost a friend to a violent crime, or she could just be a victim of violent crime, and her perspective has been shaped by her experiences. Chubby Jessica had told us before, that she couldn't understand why California had free calls, why they're just letting people out of prison, lifers, and
Why are we getting an education?
yeah, why are we getting a free education when people are out there paying, thousands of dollars and stuff? But after interacting with us for a long time and becoming a part of our, a part of our family, become a part of us, she understands that people actually can transform. They're investing in us, and we're investing in ourselves, and she sees that we're not the same people that walk through those doors. She sees why it's important not to have those perspectives. Sure, she still may have conservative values and conservative perspectives, but she knows that any human life is redeemable. And so in Michelle's defense, we don't know her story. We don't know where she comes from, but think about society. Think about the things that we've imparted on people, like the things that we've done. Like, we were parasites to our communities. I sold drugs in my communities. I was a violent gang member in my communities. I committed murder. People were exposed to things that I've done that'll probably be with them for the rest of their life. Well, I know for sure some people have, but there's probably people out there that I have no idea whose life I've impacted in such a negative and horrible way. And so Michelle, we don't know why she sees things that way, and I like I said, at that point in my life, it was 100% accurate. I don't know what your son did, Gigi. I don't know what his circumstances or his situation was, but just know that everybody has a chance. It's all about what he's doing right now. If he got life, he probably committed a violent crime. We have to take responsibility for our actions. We have to understand the ramifications of those choices we were making when we were impulsive, 17, 16, 15, and even me, I was acting like a child, a teenager, all the way up until I was in my late 38, 39 years old. I was still making impulsive, childish decisions. I was still violent. I was still angry. I was still impulsive. So, and your son has to put in that work, and he'll be in a good place, and he can get out of prison. He can get out of prison one day. He doesn't have to be defined by the worst choice he's made in his life, which was obviously resulted in him getting a life sentence. You know,
He'll be out there. He'll go.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a couple scuff marks, just like all of us do.
right.
Maybe
You know, and the good thing is now, now you don't have to wait 20, 30 years in here to get your head out of your ass. You could come into a prison that fosters the kind of culture that wants to send you home. You can come to prison and you don't have to be involved in the things that we were involved in for a long time. He could come in here and start doing his time and start preparing himself, immerse himself in education, immerse himself in self-help and programming and vocations, all the things that they expect from you, because they want to send you back out there a person who's prepared for society, who's marketable, who's educated, who understands the consequences of his choices. You know, and that's who we are today. That's who your son can be. And for Michelle, again, we don't know why she sees things that way. You know, if she's just closed.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Anybody who had to interact with us in our past life would be right to feel that way as well, because that's the kind of imprint that we left on the world. Not to say that we were just 100% full-time bad dudes. You know, there was good qualities about us, but the reality is we were consumed by the lifestyle that we lived, and as a result of that, we did whatever we wanted, no matter how it impacted other people.
And those people will see the change, though.
Yep. They're the first ones to see it.
Anybody that sees us that knows us from before is like, what the hell?
Yeah, they don't even recognize us.
Yeah, exactly. But all right, we'll
back.
give you a call back, James.
All right,
got
cool.
another call on you?
Man, we could run this as long as we can today, because my wife is gone. She's gone till tomorrow.
Hey, don't celebrate. We're not celebrating that with you, James.
Yeah, you're on your own on this one, James. We don't want no part of this.
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy.
She's listening. We're sorry.
You're sorry.
Oh man, then we see Mad Max. Hey, what's up, Mad Max? I'll let them know that you're on the line. Hey, and I appreciate everybody that's on here. If you guys haven't done so, please do so. Hit that follow button. It's free 99. Doesn't cost you anything. And don't trip. I'm not gonna be asking you for money, because that's not what I want. I don't want your money. I want your time, ese. All right. Now that I got that out the way, I appreciate every single one of you that's tapping in right now. We got 22 on one account. We got 27 on the other. We got 5 on YouTube. Highly appreciate you. Oh, thank you for the hands right there. Thank you for the super power hands. Lovely GG. Highly appreciate that. All right, so they're calling back. Here we go.
This call is now being recorded.
Esta es Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello.
Yep. What you got for us?
So you know how you guys...
James, forgive James, for he knows not what he does.
Finger hearts.
Finger hearts.
Just like the Care Bears. How remember the Care Bears that throw rainbows?
Yeah. Hey, Sierra's asking me, is there court on Saturdays?
Right,
Yeah, no, I think it was the Care Bears. And I was gonna say, Sierra's asking if there's court on Saturdays. Yeah, there is court. The only thing is, the next court, we probably won't start until 6 p.m. If you guys want to watch that, because we're currently in the middle of these phone calls with Jesse and David. Lovely Gigi was, you know how she was on the phone with her son. Her son was also saying that he had some stories too in regards to Chino and Folsom prison with the paranormal activity.
Oh, yeah. Yep. See, same prisons. I'm telling you, Chino was no joke, man. Deep Seg, a lot of people haven't been down there to Deep Seg. I had gone to Chino a bunch of times and even was in Palm Hall, and I never even knew Deep Seg existed. I knew Cypress existed. You know, like Cypress was like, during my day when I was going through there, Cypress was a place where you'd first come in to the hole, and you generally, like, if you were involved with anything, they'll pull you over to Palm Hall to like the main part of the hole, you know. But I had never known that Cypress had that place that had that tier, that hallway.
And
yeah, it's crazy. But New Folsom, vicious. Yep.
we also got Mad Max 408, and he says
Mad Max 408. So,
saludos James, Jesse, and David, and he also writes pinche James. I think he heard the comment about the wifey. Hopefully she's not listening, because if not, I might come up missing.
Don't James.
See James's picture on a milk carton.
Yeah, the milk carton. It's just gonna be the brocha. Huh? Have you seen the brocha?
Yeah. You recognize this mustache.
Yeah, I'm growing a beard now. I don't know if you know that, James. I haven't told you.
Ever since they cut my access to the GTO getting out app, man, I haven't seen you guys. So let's see what you look like. Are you gonna look like Tom Hanks on Castaway?
No way. No.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I'm gonna look like one of the Spanish newscasters. You know how they fade their beard somehow?
Yeah.
You ever seen it?
Yep.
It's like multi-layered and faded. No, I don't think I could do that, but that should look pretty crazy. Now I'm gonna try it out.
Go for the distinguished look for a little bit.
Yep. I'm gonna go for the distinguished look, see how it looks. Try to keep it all even.
Hey, what happened though, James? What did you find anything about why they keep banning you off the rip?
You know what? Look, so I reached out to GTL, and the dude I talked to had no clue what the hell was going on. He said my account looks good. So the only thing I could think of is there's an officer over there that they're watching these videos, and for whatever reason they don't like what I'm doing, so they put me out on a timeout. And like I was mentioning to David, I was gonna reach out to the warden, but then I thought about it. I was like, man, I'm not trying to get you. I'm not trying to put you guys in the limelight more than what you guys are, and anything negative to come your way due to me reaching out to the warden. So I'm just gonna wait out the 30 days, and I guess I won't be doing video visits on the weekends or in the mornings, because that's when it seems that the issue is happening. In the evening it's fine, it's in the morning. So that's pretty much where I'm at on these video visits.
Yeah, it's a free speech, I think.
Yeah.
It's free speech, but I don't know what it is. I don't see you have any like negative content or nothing, so I don't know, whatever it is. What was I gonna tell you? Hey, I was gonna ask you something, I forgot.
It's all good. I got another question for you guys. So we got a question from Eli Blankenship, and he says he's asking, what's the craziest thing an inmate has done in there?
Fuck, I think probably what I did. Probably what I did to get me thrown in deep segregation in the first place. And it all depends on what you define as crazy, right? Because you have the standard madmen in prison. Okay, so there's people that unfortunately do have legitimate mental health issues, and I think those are like that. That's sad, You got guys that come in here and they lose their minds, and I don't know if the incarceration or the isolation with the mixture of maybe coming off of the drugs or being on drugs or something like that, but you got guys that are whatever it is, they freaking lose it, man, and you could kind of see it subtly. I've described this before. It looks like there are a couple shades back, behind the window.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And yeah, so those guys generally they yell a lot. Those are the yellers, right? Like that's mostly in the hole though. Like out here on the line and all that, somebody will get them if they do that. But I've seen all the crazy people in the hole. They yell a lot, man. Like nonstop all day, just yelling till their voice is hoarse. They do that, just madness. You get those guys. You get the guys. There was a guy when I was in Chino, and he would flood the tier every single day with feces, and that shit was disgusting because you could smell it, dude. Like he did whatever he did on his floor probably, and then plugged the toilet and just freaking let it run. He just kept going and going. In that time, well, now they stopped the flushes, so the flushes, you only get 2 flushes every 30 minutes, and so you can't do that no more, but before it was just unlimited flushes, so the person would just sit there and flush and flush and flush, and then there would be like a waterfall if they were on a higher tier, and the cops would come and pull them out eventually, but what's done is done. The whole tier would just smell like freaking feces, dude. It was horrible. There was the guy in there that was singing the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner in the middle of the night. He would sing it throughout the day. He was a nightmare. That fucking dude, James. Because they give you earplugs now in the hole. They give you like when you go back there, they give you earplugs because it's just the banging, dude. The guys who beat on their sinks and shit, you get a lot of those guys, and you just hear it. You can hear it. Just like we can hear Felipe, you can hear those guys. Imagine having a guy like that in your vent. Hey, could you imagine?
Drives you mad.
Having a guy like? Can you imagine having a guy like Felipe in your vent? We do.
You guys are living that reality right now.
Imagine it. We're living that nightmare.
Hey, Mad Max writes.
Yeah, during go ahead.
Let me see. Mad Max wrote, crazy is subjective. You got the regular guys definition. Then you got EOP, J-Cats, crazy, laughing out loud. Even J-Cats, crazy is subjective. The content, the context matters.
It's subjective. The context matters, yeah. You have the spice crazy. the guys go out on spice, and there's the ones that think they're swimming on the freaking basketball court. You get those ones.
That's the new kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's what it looks like now. Yeah, it's endless, man. Prison is just full of freaking madness.
I got
What else you got for us, James?
I got a shout out from let me see, much love and respect from Gizmo, coming in from Norwalk. Appreciate it. He just followed. Thank you, guys. And then lovely GJ writes, my son is the first timer at 17. Ever been in trouble? And asked, do you think he will get out? He's now done 14 years.
I do. I think your son. Look,
he's closer to home than he is to the beginning of the sentence. That's for sure.
Look, the golden number, especially for guys like him, is 20. If he's been down for, what did you say, 14?
Yeah, 14.
Yeah, so that's the golden number. But
for the youth offender.
Youth offender, yep. He has to stay out of trouble, Gigi. Like, I cannot stress this enough. He needs at least 5 years clean. No write-ups, especially no fighting. No 128s. If he has issues with addiction, which doesn't mean that he's a bad person or anything. There's a lot of guys in here that struggle. Prison is a place that it's very depressing, and some people are susceptible to that. And if he does, he has to get off of that. I wouldn't even subject being on Suboxone. It's better. Programs are important. If he's still on the main line, I would suggest maybe reducing to a non-designated program facility, NDPF, if he's there and he's on the main line, which is cool. But it's a little harder to stay out of trouble there. Maybe if he's on a higher level, try to drop the levels a little bit. But it really depends on him. He's going to go to board. He has a board date on his 20th year, Jess.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
It depends on his sentence. If his sentence is 25 years and under, he has his date is on the 20th year. If his sentence is if his sentence is 25 years, over 25 years, he has to go on a 25 year.
The 25th year, huh? Yeah. Because I've heard that before too. And so look, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that long. Time flies. He's been in for 14 years already. He's grown up. They give us a lot of there's a lot of changes in the system for guys that have our time. We get family visits now. I don't know if you can go and spend time with your son in the family visiting, get him out of this place for a while if he's eligible. Unfortunately, at 17, a lot of times those guys, their crimes are on minors, other 17-year-olds and stuff like that. Things happen, especially if it's a 187, which means that he would have to be clean for 5 years to be eligible for that, which is it's not hard to do, but he needs his clean time. He's got to get his clean time. He's got to drop levels. But I know guys that have parole from the level 4, but it helps to drop levels and get educated. Educating right now is really they're giving us free college in prison right now. Go take advantage of that opportunity. Go get a degree. It's not, if he needs to get his GED or anything, take care of that. But there's bachelor programs up and down the state. He can. They'll let him out. They might even commute a sentence. The 20 mark though is.
She wrote. He's been on level 4 for years. He fights a lot.
Yeah. And I did it. I barely came down to level 3. I barely became a level 3 last May. So I was on a level 4 forever. You do fight a lot on those yards. It happens. He's got to stay out of trouble. You got to encourage him to try to work on his anger, because you don't have to fight on those yards. You don't have to, but it's all about what you're putting out there. If you're putting yourself out there, like there's a lot of guys, especially me. I was really short fused, so somebody would say something to me, and I would be quick to to say something to them, or to get crazy. And a lot of those issues, instances, they can be resolved peacefully. You can talk to somebody, you can have a conversation as men, and you guys can come to a consensus. I haven't been into no violence or anything like that in over 7 years. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. I still tell some of my guys, James, that I talked to out there, they're out there, they were in here with me, and I told them that I haven't fought in a long time. And they're like, they don't believe me. They don't freaking believe me. And I tell them, they're like, remember I was telling BBs in Delon that, Jess, and they were like, no fucking way, no way. I told them 7 years, man. But it's, in his defense, Gigi, it's not easy. It's not easy in here, because if you come in at that age and you come into this environment and you're on level 4s for a long time, you become that environment in a lot of ways. And he's got to break free of it somehow. It's just...
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Just always let him know that he's loved. That's important. Hey, I want you to come home. I love you. And don't be afraid to ask questions too, like, well, why? That's what got me out of it. My wife was asking me a lot of questions that I felt stupid answering. And eventually I wanted to give her something positive, to show for her sacrifices. Gonna cut off, James. Give me a call back.
Yeah, for sure. We could run it until we could do like another 3 more calls if you guys can. I got a few more questions for you guys. For you guys, we got another one from Jumpy Jessica. We got one from King Corey, and we got another one from Eli Blankenship.
Got you.
All right. So they're gonna go ahead and call us back. We got about 3 more calls that we could do. So another 45 minutes. I do appreciate you guys tuning in to You Have a Collect Call From, and I know I've been slacking on these prison phone calls, but hey, you know what? I'm bringing the heat today, if you will. Let me see. What are they in for? They're both in for 187s. They both committed unalivings, if you will. Let me see right here. I think Californians should have access to free education. I think everybody should have access to free education, the way the government spends money. Let me see here.
This call is now being
Esta es
recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5. Hold on, where's 5 at? There we go, 5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, we got 2 more calls.
2 more? Okay,
We
that'll
got
work.
2 more.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, we got to get
Starving like a hot
on.
chicken. I got a burrito waiting for me on the grill.
Yeah.
Highly appreciated. So let me see. We got a question
No
from King Corey. And King Corey's asking, what's the weirdest thing you have ever seen used as a weapon?
Fire extinguisher. Well, I mean, that's not really weird, right? That's kind of standard.
Like a chicken bone or like Jolly Ranchers melted into a.
No, see, the Jolly Ranchers, what they do is they melt the Jolly Ranchers for the sugar so that they can harden something else up. You don't actually melt the Jolly Rancher into a knife itself. You'll take like a piece of cloth and you'll shape a piece of cloth and you'll use the Jolly Ranchers to harden it.
I've seen some pretty remember I was on some pretty freaking violent yards, so the weapons that I've seen were pretty straightforward. You know, big old chunk of the locker, giant piece of metal, a lot of ice picks, tons of those. Never really seen. I've seen plastic. Like I've seen guys cut their cups up and sharpen them for emergencies. But a lot of nails. Seen tons of nails. Seen some pretty dangerous ones. But nothing really like. I've never really hung around people that were using like.
Yeah, a guy a couple of weeks ago make some brass knuckles right here. Remember that?
They cracked them with them too, huh?
Yeah, he got caught with them. I don't know. Did they? Oh, they had to. They had to caught him with them.
Hey, quit hitting the wall.
All right, so I'm take it to the next one. We got a question from Eli Blankenship. What's the best meal you guys had in there?
Fuck, the one that's waiting for us right now on the hot pot. Hey, probably I mean, the ceviche's pretty good.
Are you talking about prison food or our own meals that we
prison food. Or I'm guessing whatever you guys could make in there. I don't think the prison's serving anything good, so I would go with whatever you guys could conjure up.
My favorite prison food is chicken on the bone.
My favorite prison food used to be the Grand Slam breakfast in the morning. That used to be. We don't get
that's
that
been gone for a long time.
Yeah, so the meals are horrible now. My county jail used to actually feed you pretty delicious for breakfast also.
Yep, but they gave us cold breakfast, huh?
Yep, they went to cold breakfast. We used to get a bowl of hot, sweet peach oatmeal with cinnamon and eggs and toast and jelly and sausage and potatoes all seasoned. It was delicious.
We got a burrito. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, but I cook. This is Jesse. I cook, and I actually cook pretty good.
Really
I
good.
make all kinds of different meals, you know.
Nice, Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, the prison Gordon Ramsay here.
Yeah.
But definitely, I make a lot of Mexican dishes. You know, ceviche, tamales, tostadas, burritos.
The food that this fool cooks, James, can rival food out there. Literally, you heard Ray come on the other day and say that the food out there is not as good. Like our rice bowls will fucking knock out a freaking one of them restaurants out there.
Yeah. And even Blue said that. Blue was like, "Hey, dog," he goes, "I eat."
Is he the one that said that, or Ray? It was him, huh?
No, Ray said the same thing.
Yeah.
But Blue had told me that in a conversation amongst ourselves that he's like, "Bro," he goes, "the rice bowls out here that I eat, you know, like at Chipotle or one of these places," he's like, wherever you go, he's like, Chinese restaurants, stuff like that. He goes, they're not as good as ours, you know. And I'm like, no shit. And he's like, yep. So we definitely, you know, I make some bomb mole, you know. I haven't been able to do it because I don't have a hot plate in this cell right here because the cell's papered, so there's nowhere to actually heat up to cook like that on the hot plate. But I can make some enchiladas. I can make all kinds of stuff, to be honest with you.
Do you guys have access to a microwave? Is asking, Moonstone's asking.
No.
Okay. I think in Arizona they do.
Not here. Yeah. Some prisons do too.
Yep, they have them in Arizona. Yes, I was in a prison before that actually had microwaves in Pleasant Valley, and they're supposed to be getting microwaves. You know, again,
it's considered a program facility. You would think we would get microwaves.
Yep, we've been cleared for microwaves in this prison for years. They just never brought them. But the microwave does wonders too. You can do all kinds of new stuff once you got a microwave.
That's cool.
And Trouble Road, they got microwaves in Oregon. Next question is going to be from Chubby Jessica, and she's asking, do prison guards resent that inmates receive free education funded by taxes while they themselves have to pay for it, pay for their own schooling?
Some do. Yeah.
Some of them do.
Some of them do. Some of them don't.
Yep, they even make comments about it, you know. But definitely, definitely some of them do. I probably would feel the same way.
Yeah, I would definitely talk shit.
Yep, because I know people that are still paying off student loans today from 25 years ago, 20 years ago. So it's
I think I would qualify for an academic scholarship though, to get my shit paid for.
Yep.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Even with the scholarship, though, it's not a full ride.
I think Jesse and I could get into law school with our GPAs. Yeah, or
David's gonna be like David and Jesse are gonna be the Lincoln lawyers of the prison system.
Yep. Exactly. I had a professor tell me one time, you have a beautiful mind or beautiful work. What do you must have an engineer's mind.
Yeah.
Very analytical, I think she said. But yeah, definitely.
If you ever got to read one of my stories, James, you'd be like, "What the hell?" I fucking write very detailed. Yeah, I write really great. My English professor told me I'm a flawless writer.
Flawless writer, exceptional writer.
Yeah, that came from a fucking professor.
That came from an English professor.
Yeah.
Now if we were like engineers or something, we probably wouldn't be good writers. But since we're in the psychology field,
yeah, we have a thing against engineers. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yeah, we're kind of like beefing with the engineers because they're like the techie nerds of the world and they're trying to take over.
We got involved with some research engineers that are
creating software and
help
technology to help prisoners and other people, and for some reason they're
well, I realized that psychologists are extremely more qualified to do this work.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anything, and I mean anything.
Anything.
We're talking about build apps, develop software.
Yeah, research methods. Whatever it is, it's going to have to run through the psychological and business and sociological field before the engineers will get their hands on it.
I hope we started a beef right there out there in the world. People listening like, yeah, fuck these guys.
Yeah. Yeah. If there's any engineers out there listening to this, this is specifically directed towards the engineers that we know.
No, all of them now.
Oh, all of them?
Yeah,
all right, we're drawing a line in the sand.
Drew a line in the sand.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. We don't have a gang anymore, so we're going to start beefing over our education.
Yeah, anyway, so there's going to be a lot of intelligent things that are thrown back and forth in this beef right here, James, so, buckle up. It's going to get weird.
Yeah.
Let me see, and I got some more comments from Lovely Gigi, and she writes, he's in college, got his GED, has like 13 different certificates, many classes. That's how he is. He's short fuse. And then she also writes, I know it's not easy, and his dad was unalived when he was 9 years old. In front of him, he's in for 187, her son.
Yeah, I figured, that sucks, man. And my dad passed away when I was 8, and it was just, she said that her son's in college, got his GED and stuff, and he's got certificates, but he has a short fuse. But he has to get that under control, Gigi. He'll sit in here forever, man. He doesn't have to. Whatever mistake he made when he was 17, it doesn't have to haunt him for the rest of his life. He can move forward and he can get out, but it's going to take strong support from you, emotional support and love. Love wins. Eventually he's going to reach a point in time where he's going to be like, man, what am I doing? Like, I don't have to be here. But it's 5 years from the, if he goes to board in 25 years, or if he goes in 20, he's got to,
definitely got to stop fighting.
He's got to stop fighting. Like, that's a big one right there. Fighting.
Off the top, they're going to say that's a direct nexus to his life crime and violence.
Yep.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Any 115s are bad, but certain 115s are a difference between a 3-year denial, or maybe they'll bring you back in a year and a half or something, But with fighting, they're going to hit you with a 5-year hit.
Yep.
And that's just, you could be out there. You tell him he's got to get out there and take care of you.
Yep.
You know, I gotta take care of his mama. That's what I gotta get out there and try to, you know, I want to take care of my family. I do. You know, I want to be there. I want to make sure that my wife can do what she has to do. My mom, I want to make sure that they could, you know, that I have to get her. You know, my mom had me, you know, for the first portion of my life, and it wasn't easy, you know, but she was going through that abuse and stuff herself, you know, and I want to make sure that she knows that I got her, you know, as she gets older. And that's the same thing you got to tell them. It's like, look, I need you out here. I need you to take care of me. And at the end of the day, what I look at it as, like how I was able to stop fighting, is I tell myself, right, what is a fight going to accomplish? What is it going to accomplish? We know somebody, James, that he's LWOP, life without parole. He just got beat yesterday. Like, he got the brakes beat off him yesterday. Sent him out to the hospital in the education department. And this is a guy, you know, we've known him for a while. He was my coworker. I think he worked with you too, Hunter. Yeah, he was both of our coworker before, and he kind of got a little attitude sometimes. And you know, he was in the shoe for a while and was around all that stuff. But so were we. But we don't give that vibe off. Most people won't even know that we spent all that time. Most people don't even know that we're the aliases that we were. You know, the names that we went by from our old gang. They don't even know that that's us, because we don't give that off, and this guy does. And somebody called him on it yesterday, and it hurt him, you know, and
Straighten his ass out.
Yeah, straighten him out, you know. But the fact of the matter is, what is that going to accomplish? It's done. He knows to keep his mouth shut now. That other dude, he made an example, but we're already talking about other stuff. Like, that happened yesterday. It was a big thing for about 20 minutes, and we're just moving on with our life.
But he's going to be paying for it for a long time.
He is. He's going to be paying that because he's life without parole. That guy
has him getting commuted.
Yeah,
for now.
He needs a commutation.
Yep.
And he can't get a commutation without the clean time. Especially a fight, when he's here for 187, no freaking way. You have to be willing to let things go. You have to be willing to feel like you marked out, like you're a punk. That's how we feel when we let fights go. Like, damn, we just got marked out right here, you know. But at the end of the day, that's all within our own mind. It doesn't have to be like that. I believe that real men are the people that stand up for what's really important in their lives. When I walk away from a fight, it's not because I'm afraid of the fight. I don't want to lose everything that I've built in my life.
You're afraid of the consequences of the fight.
Absolutely. The consequences of hurting my wife, hurting somebody else, the cycle beginning again. I'm afraid that all that stuff will happen, you know. The actual physical confrontation that's going to be over, and you know, the cops are going to come and separate that pretty quick. But it'll be years that I'll be trying to move past that, and it's just not worth it to me. I'm a pretty big guy. Jesse's a pretty big guy. Nobody's going to just come and try to just like manhandle us or shake us like a rubber chicken. You know.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Nobody's going to be doing that, you know, but...
Hey, I got some more comments for you guys. When you guys call back, we got a comment from Miss Butterfly. She writes, "Not gonna lie, hearing that global tell makes my heart drop."
That's why we do it in Spanish.
Yeah, we're trying to spare you.
We're trying to spare you guys, so we
The
put it in
heartbreak.
Spanish, you know. But fortunately, it's, you know, sorry. I will call back right now.
All right, cool, for sure. Anthony, yeah, so they're cellies. They're in the same cell. They're in the same prison, and that's how they're able to be on at the same time, because they're using the same tablet. In California, for those of you that don't know, they're provided with GTO tablets, and they get free phone calls. The taxpayers pay the bill on the free phone calls, so they could call anytime they want, which is pretty nice for me because I don't have to pay for these calls. I only have to pay for the messaging and for the videos whenever I do them, and there they are. They're calling back.
This call is now being recorded.
Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
Un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Tel Link.
Hello, hello.
James. Yep. I was got for us.
All right. Somebody's at, let me see. Let me decline this invitation. Let me see. Where are we at right here? Sue is asking what circumstances led up to your unaliving. I'm gonna go ahead and direct her over to the channel at Collect Call From. If you go over to their playlist, David Lopez and Jesse Nava, you could go ahead and get their whole journey. And I'm gonna go ahead and jump on over to the next question here. Let me see here. Let me see. Rachel's asking, how do they make their own? Where do they get their ingredients? Your food wise.
Oh man, hey, it's like a freaking scavenger mission.
It's like Hunger Games.
It's like a Hunger Games mission. Yeah, so we gotta ask one guy for, like, we gotta try to find an onion. You know, we got guys that like work in the kitchen. You know, that we can probably get an onion from. And then the tomatoes, they pass out tomatoes for like in the lunches, and so I try to like trade stuff to get more tomatoes. And then they give yellow chilies in the lunches, so like a lot of guys that don't eat them, they give them to us. And then they sell like a lot of good seasoning, the sazon. They sell the Goya, chili. How do you say it, Jesse?
Árboles.
Árboles. Yeah, there we go.
Árboles.
Yeah, they got that. We got fried garlic. We got all kinds of shit. Like literally, like we literally pick apart the freaking the spice section of the Walking Horse catalog. That's where we get our packages from, and buy all kinds of seasonings and stuff. And then we got pickles. We buy pickles from the store, and that's how we what do you call that stuff again, Jesse? Rick? That with all that stuff together and the vegetables in the bowl.
Oh, the pico de gallo.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
This fool makes that pico de gallo so fucking good, James. It's insane. And then we get pouches, like they sell shredded beef, and they sell chilorio, like the pork meat. We buy that from the store right here, and we'll let it like cook in the hot pot for a while to get it hot. We'll put it in a bag though, you know, cooks hot. And then we got beans. We buy rice, tortillas, and that's how we make them badass burritos. But
we get sweet and sour sauce. We get carne. We get chichas. We get sausage. We fry them. Like we make rice bowls. We make all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you have to really be mindful though of the ingredients when you order your packages. You only get one package a quarter. Yeah, so every 4 months
you have to make them count.
Yep, 3 months or 4 months.
Every 3 months.
Yeah, every 3 months. That's right.
You gotta use prison ingenuity.
Yeah.
Like we make masa for the tamales. We get masa out of the corn chips and cornbread. You know, and you gotta mix them right. With, you know, put a little salt and put a little water. And it's the whole thing.
They give us cheese in the lunches, so we save the cheese, and then that's what melts and brings the burritos together. And then we roll the burritos in bags, and we drop the bags in the water in the hot pot, so it like cooks everything in there and melts the cheese and softens the tortilla. They're delicious. Honestly, if we were to get you a burrito, James, it'd blow your freaking mind.
Yeah, I'm about to go out and get my burrito right now. Making all this talk of food.
My burrito, baby.
I gotta go get something to
we're
eat.
Starving. We didn't even eat.
Yeah, I haven't eaten all day.
Hey, we're in the same boat right now.
No.
Yeah, likewise too. So right now, whenever we hang up, I'm gonna head on out really quick, grab a burrito, and come right back.
Yeah, I would like to say that I haven't eaten all day, but I've eaten all day.
What do you mean to say it?
I've been eating
I've been eating all day.
Yeah, I've been eating nonstop. I've been eating this entire time we've been on this life.
Hey, I got
taking little snacks here and there.
I got another one. I got another question for you guys from King Corey, and he's asking, what are their jobs in their? Let me see. What are their jobs in there like? Do they work in the kitchen or in the laundry?
No way. This is we both try to stay out of the kitchen.
Yeah, kitchen is a horrible place.
That's where it's like gladiator school in the kitchen. Like we'll be fighting in there. It's all humid in there all the time.
Yeah.
Smell like food and grease.
Everybody's fighting over a bunch of state food.
Yeah, fuck all that. The laundry's actually pretty nice right here, but no, I work in the law library. I'm a clerk / librarian. I work with books, but I'm gonna be changing out of that job this week, hopefully, to I'm gonna be a clerk for auto mechanics, where I'll just be doing helping with the testing and stuff, and yeah. And I'll be the tool room attendant.
Yeah.
Jesse?
I'm actually in vocational. I'm in vocation right now, so I'm actually getting certified as a small engines mechanic, 2-stroke, 4-stroke, diesel, hydraulic, generator, and electric certification. So, yeah, basically, I actually had David's job before David.
Yeah.
For a year and a half, almost 2 years, I was law library clerk, but I got up out of there, and I went to the job he's going to right now. Next week, I actually went to that job, basically, and I did that for a little bit, and then my assignment had a conflict. There was a conflict in assignment, so they had to unassign me because I was doing some other classes, and it got in the way, so they unassigned me, and then while I was unassigned, they asked me if I wanted to go into vocation, and I told them, yeah, why not? And so I went into vocation, which was kind of a bad move, I believe, on my part, because there's all kinds of other stuff I could be doing. But it's cool, it passes the time, and it gives me another marketable skill that I can put in my my portfolio when I prepare for board. Once I'm done, though, I'll be done in about 4 months. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna get unassigned from boat and just focus on school in the evening and programming and going to the yard and exercising. Maybe I'll go to my Sally shop. We'll see.
Yep, it's possible. All right. What else you got?
All right, here. Let me see. Let me see here. Lovely GJ writes, I'm a nurse at a hospital. I didn't get on often, but greatly appreciate their info since I'm a single mom. I know that's what scares me. He's at that point. No, I want to go home now. Yep. So he goes to the parole board next year.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you're just fighting, it's going to be a denial. But tell him not to be. Don't be discouraged. Like, just take responsibility for the things he did. Don't try to minimize nothing. And if he's already going to board next year, he could be going to board every 3 years, and he's going to get out of here. It's just what it is. He doesn't have to
be prepared.
Yep. Every single time that he goes to parole board, he could go home.
The first one's usually just a formality, unless you've actually done everything or you've been clean the whole time you were in prison, or at least the last 5 or 8 years, But he can definitely get.
Yeah, 15 years. Man, that's love right there to go to board.
Yeah.
I'll be lucky to go in 6. And man, I can't wait. I'm ready to get out of here. I can imagine.
Yeah, I'm over this place.
Yep. And now we appreciate you too, Gigi. Thank you for asking the questions, and to everybody that asked, these questions, and even the feedback and criticism, or we welcome all that. As long as it comes from the right place. And there's people that just don't give a shit. They're just like, lock them up, throw away the key and all that, and to each their own, But there's people that really want to understand why or what it is, and they're asking questions. Well, be ready for the answer. Why? What have we done to change our lives? Well, I'm glad you asked. Anybody that's tuning in right now, late, wants to know more about me and Jess, James said that they can find us on the YouTube part of the channel. Who's that again, James?
At Collect Call From, go to playlist, go to Jesse Nava and David Lopez, and you could go ahead and catch their whole backstory. We did it over many days, over numerous phone calls, and they give a lot of details.
The door was open right now.
And we just had Ms. Vettel tap in. She wrote.
Hey, what's up, Ms. Vettel 559? What's cracking?
That's right.
Tell her she's late. Yep, she's late right here. We're about to duck out right now. Yep. Cool. But it's good though. We're always glad though.
Miss Butterfly wrote,
Go ahead.
and always remember to mention the victims during your hearings. That's important.
Oh, that's critical.
100%.
That's critical. You have to mention your victim by name. You have to understand how you impacted them, all the different levels of impact. That's critical. Yep. Yep. We send ours to Miss Vettel. She missed the bus. She's on the late freight, but she's a regular. We definitely appreciate her tapping in. And if Iceman or Fish Slayer or any of the other regulars, Marlene, definitely got to send ours to Marlene. She was in here earlier.
Yep.
And we send ours to Fish and Iceman, and definitely Chubby Jessica. She made our day today for sure, because she hasn't been on here in a while. So I'm sure she's busy.
And look out for us. We try to do this every week. There's times where we can do it during the week, but it's rare because James works and we work when we go to school. But we try to come on Saturdays most times, sometimes Sunday. But look for us. Look for the bat signal in the sky. We'll be there. And that's what it is, man. But what else you got for us, James? Anything else?
Yeah, let me see.
Cool
Scrappy
Q&A right there.
Scrappy writes, been in all day, brother. Just a silent watcher. I appreciate the silent watchers, whether you're commenting or not. I really appreciate you guys. Also, we had a comment from Trouble, and he writes, I went from getting in trouble a lot to working with troubled youth in Oregon.
No, that's cool. That's basically what we're doing. We were in trouble all the freaking time, and now we have an opportunity to work with troubled youth here at this institution. And it's, to us, that's everything that we've worked on in our life that's brought us to this point. We have to use that experience to try to keep people out of this place. Put them kids on the right path, so they don't end up walking down this journey, man. This is rough. There's nothing glorious about prison. There's nothing glorified about this lifestyle. It's a complete waste of existence. Life goes on out there. Our nephews and kids and everybody's getting older, and we're losing people while we're in here, and all for what? It's insane. It's complete madness to think about. That's the craziest shit that I ever heard anybody do, is join a gang and want to come to prison.
Yeah, it's death in slow motion. There was a homie that actually, it's crazy. It was a staff.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
T-minus 2
When I
minutes.
was in a group home, when I was in a group home when I was a young teenager, and there was a staff member there, and he had a nephew that went to the feds. He had been locked up for years and years and years, and I was just like, wow. And that he had death in slow motion tattooed on his forehead. He was a lifer in the feds, though. And he was like, yep, but that's what he equates the life sentence to, death in slow motion. That's why he tattooed it on his forehead.
It's got to be rough up there, too. No family visits in the feds. Most states.
And you only get 300 minutes to talk on the phone. It's not like California, where shit, if you're at a prison like Centinela, you could be on the phone all day if you choose to.
What do you mean 300 minutes out of
So you're only
how long?
you're only able to use 300 minutes in a month, and the calls are 10 minutes each call that you make in the feds. So once you use up those 300 minutes, you can't make any more phone calls until your new bucket of minutes comes in the following month.
Damn, Jesse will be freaking through it.
Done.
Yeah.
They put me on a 300-minute diet, and I'm going on the suicide line.
Yep, quick. No, that's nuts, man. And you heard that they're changing the tablets out, James?
Yeah, that they're switching over to Securus, JPay.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Don't worry.
Posted on anything new you hear about them.
You hear anything about that, we want to know. We want to know what the features are,
Where they starting at?
Yeah, all that good stuff. But
When are they starting?
Yep. So that being said, though, man, it's about to cut right now.
Yep.
We appreciate you guys spending this 2.5 hours with us. You too, James. Thank you. Once again, we want no problems with James's wife. Yeah, he's on his own on this one. He knows not what he does. Yeah, forgive him because he knows not what he's done. Yup, yeah, we'll see you guys again next week. With that being said, again, James, like a box of what do you call it? Life is like a box of chocolates.
Life's like a candle.
yeah.
Once you
Big
blow
move
it
on
out, it's lights out. And with that,
It's like that.
we're out. Rato. Hey guys, so I do appreciate you guys. For those of you guys that like to watch the court hearings, and we're gonna have Pima Court coming up on 29 minutes. I'm gonna cut the stream for a bit. I'm gonna grab something to eat, and then I'll be right back at it. So stay tuned. Hey, and I do appreciate you guys, like I said. And if you haven't done so, please do so. Hit that follow button. It's free 99. Doesn't cost you a red cent. Don't be a Mr. Krabby Patty. Don't be that person. Don't be an Uncle Scrooge. It's free 99. Anyways, with that being said, can we get a courtesy flush? Absolutely. Drop one, flush one. And with that, flush, I'm out. Rato.